Hey guys, welcome back to Puppet Lauda, and welcome back to Café Enchanté. Nazir just touched the hearts of all of us with his very cute sentence saying that Eel was his cherished family. I think honestly that's the cutest thing I've ever heard. We're just gonna get right into it. Kotane and Epilogi are gonna go flying into outer space to try and save Eel, pretty much. With Mazir's words, I hardened my determination and nod. Epilogi, let's go.
嬢ちゃんまでどうなっても知らねえぞとっとと追いついてこいよミシェル
Epilogi issues his demand to Nazir, then starts ascending up the tower, the top still out of sight. Oh lord, time to figure out
お前たちは
who
不
this
純物
is.
だ。東古体、天界、そしてあの断罪の使徒にとっても。故に、この場で必ず。
Solitus didn't jump out of the way because anything was done to him. Nothing came flying towards him. Oh god, Mazir. Only overwhelming hatred and pressure. Overflows from the being before his eyes.
お前はただじゃ殺さない。
Oh shit!
お前、天使は人形だって言ったよな。なら、人形らしく遊んでやるから、楽しんで死んでいけよ。
Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm so scared, but I'm also kind of like, woo!
殺す。それはこちらのセリフだ。長きにわたり、断罪の使徒を秘匿したお前を、神は厳罰に処すと定められた。断罪に次ぐ神託の槍の意向。その身をもって知るがいい。
Oh god. Oh god! Oh god. Oh lord, Mazir! Good lord. Oh my god. After continuing to fly for a while, me and Epilogi find a door along the wall and slip inside right away. Also, damn, Mazir, wow. If he could not be any more attractive if he tried. Like, that was the coolest thing I've ever seen. I was genuinely afraid, but I was also like, wow. I'm blown away. Expanding past it was... What the fuck is happening? A space with machines lined up, clearly far more advanced than the ones in Epilogi's hidden laboratory. This is... Floating in the middle is a tear in space. It has such depth, looking like it could drag anyone who enters into an unseen place. That means... Could this be a wormhole?
ああ、そうみてえだな。だが、これかなり不安定なホールだ。砲術で強引に固定しちゃいるが、いつ閉じるかわからねえ代物だ。
A fixed wormhole. Could this be like the wormhole to Bestia at GPM? Oh, could this wormhole lead to the human world?
そうか。嬢ちゃんたちの話を聞く限り、聖天使の奴らがどうやって異世界を渡り歩いてんのかと思ったら。
In that case, the abducted people could also be somewhere in this tower. But right now, we don't have the leeway to search or the means to evacuate them.
どうやらここは研究用の部屋らしいな。結構重要な装置が揃ってるみてえだ。
It looks like it continues further. Should we go?
だな。断罪の天使について何か手がかりになるようなもんがあるかもしれねえ。
Together with Epilogi, we look around the room and go further in. Eventually, we arrive in front of a machine that could be only called beautiful. It seems to be made out of something like jewels or glass. Getting closer, it glows with a pulsating light, like it's alive. Epilogi, what kind of machine is this?
いや、俺にはわからねえな。少なくとも普通の天使には知らされてね。
All movement stopped. No, it'd be more accurate to say it froze. Even my breathing and heartbeat literally, not metaphorically, stopped for a moment. From the door we entered earlier, footsteps approach at a frightening speed. I rebuke my trembling body and slowly turn around. Oh, fuck. And with a sense of almost innocence, without the slightest light in his eyes, the creator of those footsteps appears. Ew!
くっそ、こいつに見つかっちまうとは。
Il takes only a glance at Epilogi as he shouts and ignores him.
罪人打天使を発見。しかし今は神からの命令を最優先とし、断罪は後ほどとします。
Il declares in a different way.
再接続時の状況記録に基づき、当個体に甚大な不具合をもたらした淡き琴音の断罪をここに実行します。
Il announces the judgment verdict as obligated. At that command, Epilogi clearly fills with ill will, and his body shakes in anger.
他の天使じゃなく、他でもねえこいつに嬢ちゃんを殺させるだと。ざっけんな！やっぱ悪趣味極まりねえな、神様とやらはよ！
God, he's really pissed. Ew. The shock makes my vision flicker. At the truth that, while I want to save him, he is targeting my life. But something like that won't make me lose heart. If I die here, I'll never reclaim Eel. In that case, I'll do whatever it takes, in my own way. Do we escape from the room, or do we not move from the device? I feel like if we try to escape, he's gonna murder our ass, so I feel like we should probably not move. Oh, yeah, because if he tries to hit her and he hits the device instead, then wouldn't that be a problem? I don't know. Yeah, don't move from the device. Calm down, calm down. I place my hand over my chest to reassure my trembling heart.
嬢ちゃん、何やってんだ！早く逃げろ！
Even if we ran, I'm sure Eel would catch up quickly. Also, while Eel said he would kill me, he hasn't actually used any magic. In other words, that indicates the beautiful machine at my back. That means Eel can't break this important-looking device, so if we keep this behind us... My guess was on the mark. Eel stands quietly and doesn't fire his usual light arrows. But that only means he can't use magic against us. Ah! Epilogi fires his trump card from before to stop Eel's movement, the jamming light. However, the same trick didn't work, and before it can contact Eel's body, a wall of light repels it. Immediately after, in a single moment, chains of light bind Epilogi's body. Oh god! At the same time, something like a shock runs through Epilogi's body. God, how many times can I say Epilogi? While the chains vanish quickly, his unconscious body collapses without strength to the floor. Epilogi! My neck is grabbed. By the time I realized it, Eel's slender fingers were already digging into my throat. Clear suffocation, the sense of death approaching. My vision blurs, then grows dark. As this happens, Eel only looks at me with inorganic eyes. It feels as though he's gradually increasing the strength around my neck. Don't give up. I can't leave him behind. Despite such thoughts, my consciousness falls deeper into darkness. Is this the end? Then at least, Ew. I desperately move my hands. As though wrapping them, I place my hands over his, around my neck. Oh, there we go. I was like, where are her hands? Where's his hands? His hands are around her neck. She's placing her hands on top of his, which are around her neck. Okay. This might be it. I can't see anymore. Have my eyelids closed, or am I already dead? I can't even determine that, as my consciousness sinks into the dark. A small voice anchors me in place. My field of vision opens back up as I take oxygen back into my lungs. While my vision was dark at first, it gradually becomes clearer. The face of Eel, who called me back, can be seen clearly. While his hands are still placed over my throat, there's almost no strength in them now. Eel? When I say his name, he says mine. As though looking for a place to return, Eel only repeats my name over and over. Oh God. I'm glad that he remembers something at the least. God, she almost died. Okay. Well, this is still happening. Demon King and Angel. Darkness and light intersect and shake the tower leading to the heavens. Accurate and intense attacks, fitting of the title of a non-human king. As Solitus parses his thoughts about how to deal with them, a sound echoes from the heavens. The moment he hears it, Solitus, who had been fighting indifferently until then, changes the look on his face.
当個体の役目は現在をもって変更された。よってミシェル・アレックス、お前との戦闘行動をここで破棄する。
さっきの音が神様の命令ってわけか。それにしても随分勝手な言い分だね。
Wow, look at that evil smile.
いいな。これは我らが神からの警告である。
This time it's not sound, as countless lights rain down on Mizir. They soon surround him in all directions and seal his movement.
高速用の結界。なめるな。この程度なら。
Mizir immediately fills his arms with immense magic power to break the barrier, but
その結界は断罪の使徒の肉体を触媒として作成されている。
What?
正しき解除の手順を踏まずに力ずくで破壊した場合、断罪の使徒の獅子は無残に引き裂かれ、再生は叶わぬと知れ。
Yo, that's so fucked. Oh my god, they're using Eel as a hostage. At the warning of the voice from the heavens, he hurriedly stops his actions and disperses the magic power he was gathering.
やはりこの者たちはあれに一定の情を寄せているようだ。故に結界を強行突破されることはあるまい。そのまま神託に従い行動せよ、ソリトゥス。
了解。神よ、ご助力感謝いたします。
くそ。待て！
The voice of God stops while watching Solitus fly back up the tower.
どこまでいるよ！物扱いして踏みにじるつもりなんだ！お前らは！
Oh. As he fervently undoes the barrier, Mizir can do nothing but see him off with anger. Oh, Mizir. Oh, I'm so sorry. This is so sad. I'm so ready to play Mizir's route after this. Like, oh.
ことね。
I watch Eel desperately call my name. It's a situation like this, yet joy spreads through my heart and I want to cry. His hands slowly release from around my neck. Eel! I strongly embrace his body. Yeah, it's okay. I'm right here. If you call for me, I'll answer you as many times as you want. I forget the situation, my fear, and everything. I'm just filled by my thoughts for Eel. Yeah, that's right. Just like Titania said. Even if his emotions have been removed, his soul, his heart, they remain in his body.
神からの信託を受け、かの王を巻いて来てみれば。何をしている？早く天木琴音を殺せ！もはやその人間はお前にバグを与えるだけの有害なるウイルスだ。
Before I realized it, Solitus had flown into the room, at his command. Eel makes no attempt to obey. In fact, he slowly separates himself from me, then faces Solitus as though shielding me.
バカな。あれだけの対策を施したというのに。
Solitus is struck speechless, unable to accept the reality of Eel disobeying his orders.
ふざけるな！
Up until now, he had shown no shard of interest in me, but now he directs intense murderous intent.
この個体は断罪の使徒。我らが神から分離した半身とも言える存在だ。
So instead of being in love with Eel, maybe he's just obsessed with God.
あらゆる無駄を削ぎ落とした最も完璧な洗練された天使の頂点に座する存在。それがお前のような凡庸なる人間に乱されるなどあってなるものか。
He continues to shout in ways that don't seem emotionless.
答えろ、天木琴音。この個体に何をした？それともミシェル・アレックスが何か施したのか？
What a sad person. He must think that I used some kind of trick on Eel, as though to admonish him. I did nothing to him. All I did was live with him, laughing and smiling together. Quietly, that's all I said.
そのような曖昧な回答が
The angry look on Solitus disappears.
認められると思うのか？
Oh god, for someone who's supposed to be emotionless, he's got a lot of emotions. Oh my god. By the time I saw it appear, the spear had already been thrust. Eel quickly put up a wall of light to stop it, but it couldn't stop the impact. He's blown away, Moss, still shielding me, and crashes into the large device behind us. That's not great. What does the machine do? Oh god. Oh god.
記憶保管領域ミカエル駆動個体番号オールゼロの生体コードを確認該当個体が重要と設定厳重保管した記録の再生を開始します
Oh god. That's an irreplaceable memory of the time he fell. Wee, this is your Puffet Lotta trigger warning. So, yeah, there's some blood and some judgment that happens in this next section. It's very short, so I think most people can probably get through it, but if you don't like that kind of stuff, please skip to the time shown on the screen, and if we're okay with it, then let's just get right into Eel's past. So that's exciting. Oh, it literally shows us what happened to Eel? Oh god.
殺さないでくれ。なんで俺が殺されなきゃいけないんだ。これまでは立派に神の命令をこなしてたじゃないか。これからだって逆らわない。だから。
With a loud noise, judgment has concluded.
次の信託だ。 第32区画に潜んでいる打天使13体を断罪せよ。
I nod and head over and carry out judgment. Trigger warning! God. For the peace of Kayam, death to those who would cause change. That is this individual's, the angel of judgment's duty. I exist to follow commands from God. I was only given minimal thought capabilities for this role. Without orders, I simply stand at God's side, like an unused puppet for viewing, until a new oracle is issued. Years, decades, centuries, I remain asleep in the special nourishing tank. It seems the other apostles are endowed with a degree of autonomous thought and are capable of taking action. But this individual, despite being an angel, is simply a speechless weapon. Thus, such abilities are unnecessary. Uttering any words at all is rare. Until then.
次の信託だ。打天使等から逃亡した追憶の使徒2体を追い、断罪せよ。
I returned a look of seeking reconfirmation about the stipulated settings. Their creation is most difficult. Is it okay to pass judgment upon apostles?
皇帝だ。神も当古代も、まさか使徒が落ちる時が来るとは予想だにしなかったが。だが、使徒とはいえあの2体は、お前や当古代ほど貴重性は高くない。100年ほど時間をかければ、また再生産は可能だろう。よって神は、断罪を許可された。
Very well, I nod to say, and head to the sector where the designated criminals are hiding. The Apostles of Recollection. Quite unusual among apostles, they are a man and woman who together are one angel. They manage the long historical records of the heavenly world Kion and salvage buried items of the past. They also create new spells. Their duties are specialized around knowledge. Due to our completely different work, my direct contact with them was virtually zero. In search of the two, I descended into a research facility abandoned long in the past. Criminals discovered. I immediately moved to complete judgment when an intense noise flickered through my brain. My spell vanishes in an instant, and my extended arm falls with no strength. I hear nothing. No voice or command to determine my actions.
よし。新開発したジャミングがうまく起動したな。
これで神や神託の使徒からの命令は受信できないわね。
Now I understand. It seems these two used their original spell to temporarily block the connection with God. With the Apostle of the Oracle also not present, I cannot hear the commands of anyone. Thus I cannot act at all. With this determined, my actions shut down. However, contrary to my expectations, the Apostles of Recollection neither flee nor counterattack.
ちょっとあなた、そこでぼーっと立っていないで座りなさいな。
そうだね。他の人が来るまではしばらくここでゆっくりするといい。
The two approach and grab my shoulders, then forcibly sit me down.
さて、何から話したものかな。いざ雑談しようと思うと言葉に困るね。
そうね。私たちも落ちるまでは最低限しか喋らなかったし。
ああ、それだ。僕たちが落ちた経緯を話そう。それからその時に抱いたこの気持ちのことも。
The Apostles of Recollection make use of my shutdown and start talking about their past. According to them, as the Apostles of Recollection, they lived carrying out their duties together for a very long time. One day, during an experiment outside the tower, a wormhole formed by coincidence, and there was danger of them being separated. After this accident as the impetus, the two began to notice each other as opposite sex, and thinking of not wanting to lose the other. In other words, this is the manifestation of emotion, the cause of their fall, the reason for their judgment. I failed to understand half of what they spoke of. What is opposite sex? True, far fewer angels are woman in form, but this is simply caused by differing materials used in their creation, and they are treated as no different from men.
やっぱりわからないか。まあ、僕らが話したかっただけだから、別に構わないんだけどね。
Plus, you don't have to be the opposite sex to be in love, clearly, because Solitus is.
でもそれにしても変じゃない？わからないなら疑問ぐらいこぼしてもいいと思うんだけど。
喋る機会がほとんどないのかな。じゃあせっかくだし、試しに声を出してごらん。
ほら、私の真似をしてみて。こうして喉を鳴らすのよ。あーって。
Actually, considering it's used for large-scale spells, I should check to determine if there are any malfunctions with my throat. Very well. As indicated, I copy her movement. I vibrate my throat, straining the vocal organ.
そうそう、上手。あなた、とても透明な声をしているのね。
Is that a clear voice? It doesn't seem very clear. He just said, oh.
きっと歌ったら誰もが聞き惚れるぐらいに綺麗なんだろうな。
I was merely checking my specs, yet I received praise I don't understand. After that, the Apostles of Recollection continued speaking of their emotions for each other, in other words, their bugs. And finally, they provided information regarding their reason to speak to me of these bugs.
君にはそうだな。最後にこの思いを聞き遂げてほしくて語りかけてるだけなんだ。
これ以上の贅沢は望まないわ。でもただ一つ未練があるとしたら、
僕たちが抱いたこの美しい感情が何なのか。
ええ、その名前を知りたかったわね。
Their gazes cross, and on their faces, their cheeks slightly redden, and it appears their body temperature has increased. These fallen angels, is yet another malfunction occurring in them? This case is a first. Unlike other fallen angels, they do not resist. They do not make noise. Are these truly criminals? Does their fall truly threaten the peace of this world? They who do nothing but speak to me?
それにしても断罪の使徒なんて呼ばれるにしてはあんまり怖くないね、彼。
そうね。全体的にふわふわしてるし、そんな物騒な響き似合わないわ。あなたにはもっと綺麗な名前の方が似合うはずよ。
With that question, a strange sound comes from my chest. It concerns me. 3 days passed since then. It seems their jamming magic is most superb. Even God seems to be having trouble locating this facility in pursuit of me. The Apostles of Recollection do nothing but speak to me with peculiar looks on their faces. According to their explanation, these facial expressions are shown to friends and are called smiles. Then why do they show it to me? To them, I am nothing but an enemy come to bring them death. All grows more incomprehensible. However, the more that time passes, the larger this sound grows in my chest, a little at a time. However, all things have their end. On that day, with no change, the Apostles of Recollection spoke as I sat quiet. Then,
断罪の使徒を発見。このような場所に拘束されていたとは。
apparently searching for me on his own, the Apostle of the Oracle arrived.
さあ、断罪の使徒よ。同個体が合流した以上、停止する必要はない。追憶の使徒の処刑。今こそその信託を再開せよ。
Nodding to that was
拒否。
impossible for me.
何？
当個体による 経過観察の結果、この追憶の使徒にカエルムの安寧を揺るがす脅威はないものと判断。
あなた。
Search, think, appeal. To find a reason not to pass judgment on these two. I don't even understand why I do this. However,
その拒否を却下する。称賛しよう。追憶の使徒。さすがは地を司る天使だけはある。これにさえ有効なウイルスを開発したか。
ウイルス。
something like that. I have no memory of being given something like that.
僕らはそんなことしていない。よく聞くんだ。彼の言葉は。
だがウイルス程度ならばフォーマットにて駆除できるだろう。今は与えられた命令を優先とさせる。まさかお前にこの槍を使用する時が来るとは。
He takes hold of my shoulder and intense heat runs through my abdomen. I was pierced by the apostle's spear. I only recognized this fact after a large amount of blood began to flow. The spear of the oracle given to him by God. Its sharpness and spirit energy held within is already boast-worthy in power, but its value in its compulsory command effect. While one thrust is limited to one command, regardless of the angel. After being pierced by this spear, the compulsory, I said compulsory before, it should be compulsory. Compulsory command is installed in the wound, and its execution is forced. Therefore, pass judgment, 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 pass judgment. For the peace of Kyle, death to those who would threaten it. Execute the criminals. The command I would follow like it's natural until now encroaches into my brain, and my body begins to move automatically. A glimmer illuminates inside of the facility. Ignoring my will, the arrows deployed from my back already point towards those two. Before the moment judgment is unleashed.
さようなら、友よ。君と出会えてよかった。
ありがとう。私たちのこの感情を最後まで否定しないでいてくれて。
The two gave me a gentle smile. Atop the floor smeared with blood, their two dead bodies lie nestled close together.
追憶の使徒の断罪を確認。ジャミングの効果が弱まったと判断。
The apostle of the oracle, once it's confirmed, moves to the entrance where the connection with God will be easier and turns his back.
お前と神の接続の完全復旧後、報告を行う。お前はその場にて肉体を修復させつつ待機せよ。
I ignored him. Despite my wound, I stagger over to their bodies and fall to my knees next to them. I extend my hand and shake their cold bodies. They don't move or breathe. They do nothing as I shake them. Shake, 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 shake. The shaking bodies vanish. Their spirit energy particles ascend. At that, I rush to gather them into my hands.
接続の完全復旧を確認。出るぞ。東映と帰還し、ウイルスを流されたお前のフォーマットを行う。
Still holding them in my hands, I walk as led by the apostle of the oracle.
報告。神よ。追憶の使徒の断罪を完了しました。
こちらでも生体コードの削除を完了した。
With the connection restored, his will resounds within my brain.
しかし、やはり今回の断罪は痛手であった。仮にも使徒があのような無意味で 無価値な感情に落ちるとは。失望を禁じ得ない。
God is a bitch. We're gonna stop here on that note. Great. Wow. I feel so bad for Eel. I don't even know what to say. I mean, this obviously there's a lot of trigger warnings here and stuff like that, but at the same time, like, oh, that just means that Eel has a personality and he's always had one. And Solitus is just being a helicopter mom or something and just trying to control him as much as possible because he's like in love / like obsessed with him. I don't know what's going on, but next episode we will find out the rest of Eel's story and hopefully reset him to have his emotions back.